Coach K, in his final season of coaching Duke college basketball, has entered into the Final Four for one final time and will be taking on the North Carolina Tar Heels for the first time ever in the NCAA tournament. This is the greatest college basketball rivalry ever. The Duke Blue Devils and the North Carolina Tar Heels, just 10 miles away from each other. They have never faced each other before in an NCAA tournament. In honor of this historic match, and perhaps what could be Coach K's last or hopefully second last game in his college basketball career, we'd like to share 3 of Coach K's most powerful leadership lessons throughout the years. Hopefully, we can all get inspired and learn from one of the greatest college basketball coaches of all time. Lesson number 1. Have a goal-driven life. Goal setting is one of the most important skills in your life. People who set really high goals for themselves inspire themselves and others to change. If you don't use your imagination and allow your mind to come up with goals for yourself, you truly limit your potential. You see, when Coach K was just 33 years old, he was an unknown basketball coach who almost didn't get the Duke coaching job. In fact, he was a 33-year-old Army coach who had just went 9-17. Why would Duke University hire a no-name coach at that point in his career? However, Coach K believed in himself, and he always set high, lofty goals for himself. He visualized that one day he could recruit the best players, that he could win championships for his college basketball team, and most importantly, that he could have a positive impact on people all around him. He wasn't scared of failure and actually experienced more than his share of failure. He was determined to make his dreams a reality. He wrote down all his goals and a plan of action so that every day his goals would become closer to reality. Now, fast forward almost 40 plus years to current day, and he has definitely managed to achieve all these things in his career. Whatever the result of this year's Final Four, Coach K has had the most storied coaching career of all time. But did you know that he visualized the success happening before any of these things happened? Now think about your life. What goals are you setting for yourself? Do you personally live a goal-driven life? Are you limiting your possibilities by not stretching your imagination? Are you writing down your goals daily? And are you tracking your progress on a daily basis to make your dreams a reality? Or instead, are you the type of person that will just let life pass you by drifting day to day throughout life? Think of this life lesson by Coach K carefully when you are living your day-to-day life, because daily actions or inactions have a profound impact on the long-term trajectory of your life. Lesson number 2. See people for who they are. One of Coach K's most unique abilities is to see people for who they are, and he managed to get the most out of each person. You see, sometimes people in leadership positions want you to do things their way. They want you to see the world the way they see it. They want you to change for them. And often this is the same way in some romantic relationships as well. And then sometimes people wonder why all their relationships fail, whether it's a work relationship or a romantic relationship. And really, the reason is lack of understanding and seeing things from others' point of view. You see, Coach K takes a different approach. Each year of coaching Duke basketball, the age gap between Coach K widens between him and the players he coaches, which are often between 18 and 22 years old. Now, Coach K looks pretty young, but he is actually 75 years old as he was born in 1947, which means Coach K has lived almost 4 lifetimes more than some of the players that he is coaching. Most 75-year-olds can't connect with 40-year-olds or even 30-year-olds, let alone kids under the age of 20. So how does Coach K do it? Really simple. He takes the time to educate himself in all areas of his players' lives, as this allows him to become a better leader. He learns about the issues that his players face. He learns about their fears. He learns about what motivates them, about what makes them tick. He listens to the music that his players listen to, and most importantly, he meets them where they are to build credibility and trust. He learns about different cultures, different values, and best practices. And most importantly, he gets to know everyone by name. And thus, he makes people feel you, not just understand you, but truly feel you by bringing people emotionally together and through the power of teamwork. He has instilled a winning basketball culture at Duke University for over 40 years. Now, think about your life. Are you having problems with relationships in your life? Are you quick to judge others? Do you feel like sometimes others don't really understand you? Or do you find that no one can see things from your perspective? Now I want you to take a step back and think about how much time you spend to put yourself in others' shoes, to really understand their fears, their insecurities, and their emotions. You see, we are all different people. We bring different perspectives depending on our age or culture, and we each have different thought processes. There is no one correct way of thinking. So the next time you run into conflict with another person or have a relationship problem, whether at work or at home, try to really understand that person's experiences, challenges, and thought processes. Think about why this person turned out to be the way they are today. This will help you become a better leader. Lesson number 3. There is a star within us all. One of Coach K's biggest strengths is his ability to help his players realize their full potential. Now you probably all know about Shane Battier, who was the 6th overall pick of the 2001 NBA draft and widely considered to be one of the greatest college basketball players of all time. He is the only basketball player to have ever won the Naismith Prep Player of the Year award in 1997 and the Naismith College Player of the Year award in 2001. But did you know that in 1998, Shane Battier was anything but a star? You see, when he first arrived at Duke, he was considered to be one of the least celebrated members of an immensely talented recruiting class. Duke had future All-Stars like Elton Brand and first-round draft picks like Corey Maggette and William Avery playing on the same Duke basketball team. And frankly, Shane Battier saw himself as nothing more than a role player who often just had a tendency to defer to others, and certainly not a star. In fact, did you know that Shane Battier's high school coach once quoted, "He had a tendency to defer. The one game we lost his freshman year, it was because he deferred to the seniors." So how did Coach K change Shane Battier, who thought of himself as nothing more than a role player who deferred to others, to one of college basketball's brightest stars? Really simple. He got Shane Battier to believe in himself. You see, Elton Brand, William Avery, and Corey Maggette all left for the 1999 NBA draft, leaving Duke University with Shane Battier, a few role players, and freshmen the next season. The team needed a leader, and Coach K thought Battier, who would enter his junior season, was ready. There is an infamous story between Coach K and Shane Battier. The first day, Coach K called Shane Battier from his office and said, "Hey Shane, are you ready to be an All-American?" Shane sort of laughed and said, "Well, Coach," and suddenly Coach K hung up before Shane Battier could finish. Shane Battier was confused, but the next day, Coach K would call Shane Battier again and said, "Hey Shane, are you ready to average 20 points and grab 10 rebounds a game?" And Shane Battier said, "Well, Coach," and before he could finish, Coach K hung up again. Finally, the third day, Coach K called again and said, "Hey Shane, are you ready to lead us to a national championship?" And finally, wisely, Shane Battier replied, "Yes, Coach, I am." Shane Battier just needed to believe in himself. And believe in himself he did. He earned All-American honors in his junior season, and then as a senior the next year, he would help Duke win the 2001 national title. Shane Battier later quoted, "I think Coach K's greatest attribute as a coach is his ability to inspire and motivate." Now think about your daily life. Are you truly living out your life to your fullest potential? Did you have someone like Coach K to help you become the best version of yourself? And similarly, are you helping others to truly reach their full potential so that they can go on to do great things in their life? Give that some thought and reflect on that for a second. You see, that's what we try to do here at Meditate Ray. Our channel focuses on helping you find your daily 1% improvement so that you can go out and impact the world just like Coach K. Now, we don't want to make this video too long, but we highly recommend that you check out this biography on Coach K, which talks about the rise and reign of Coach K and all his life experiences. The link is in the description below, and perhaps by reading this book, it can also help you to become a more effective leader.